Hello students, welcome to our today's lesson. Today I shall share the following topics from class 12 physics unit 3. Our first topic of discussion is Ampere's circuital law. Then we will go through applications of Ampere's circuital law, that means magnetic field due to an infinitely long wire carrying current I. So this case already we learned in Biot-Savart law, using Biot-Savart law. Now using Ampere's circuital law we can prove the same result. Okay, so for this first we have to know what is Ampere's circuital law. Next, another application of Ampere's circuital law is magnetic field inside a long straight solenoid and then toroidal solenoid. And lastly I shall show you what is the force on a moving charge in a uniform magnetic field. So let's start. So our first topic is Ampere's circuital law. Ampere's circuital law. What is Ampere's circuital law? An alternative form of Biot-Savart law, which provides a quantitative relationship between the current and the magnetic field. I repeat, an alternative form of Biot-Savart law which provides a quantitative relationship between the current and the magnetic field is the Ampere's circuital law. We have seen that the magnetic field at a distance r from a long straight wire carrying current I is B is equals to mu naught I by 2 pi r. We already know this relation from Biot-Savart law or applications of Biot-Savart law. So which can be written as, now if we write this equation in another form, we can write B into 2 pi r. B into 2 pi r is equals to mu naught I, right? So the left hand side of this equation is simply the line integral of closed integration B dot dl. This is closed integration of B dot dl over a closed path. If we take one closed path, then closed integration B dot dl, and dl means small element, length element dl. So integration over B dot dl. Close this round symbol means we can call this as close integration. Close then integration. Close integration B dot dl over a closed path taken in the form of a circle of radius r. What is the radius of the circle? R. Centered on the wire. So here A.M. Ampere, the name of one scientist, A.M. Ampere. A.M. Ampere proposed a generalization of this result by providing a relation between the current in an arbitrary shaped wire and the magnetic field produced by the wire. The scheme known as Ampere's circuital law. So now we can state the Ampere's circuital law, or we can write the statement for Ampere's circuital law. The line integral of the magnetic field B along any closed path is equal to mu naught times the net current I passing through the area bounded by the closed path. This is the statement for Ampere's circuital law. And if we write this as symbolically, then we can write symbolically close integration B dot dl is equals to mu naught I. So for 1 or 2 marks, this statement of Ampere's law is very, very important. So mark the statements of Ampere's law as important for 1 or 2 mark. Okay. So although derived only for the special case of the field of a number of long straight parallel conductors, the law is true for conductors and paths of any shape. It is also to be noted that the statement closed integration B dot dl is equals to 0 does not necessarily mean that B is equals to 0 at all points on the closed path, but only that no current passes through the area enclosed by the path. Next, move on the second topic, which is application of Ampere's circuital law, and here 3 cases are there. So first case is magnetic field due to an infinitely long wire carrying current I. As you can see from this figure, to find the magnetic field at a distance r from the wire, we consider an Amperian loop in the form of a circle of radius r centered on the wire as shown in this figure. By symmetry, a magnitude of the field B is the same at all points of the loop, and its direction at a point is along the tangent to the circle at the point. Thus, the line integral of the magnetic field B around the circular loop is, we can write close integration B dot dl is equals to close integration B dl is equals to B integration dl is equals to B into 2 pi r. Why 2 pi r? Because integration dl means, from this figure you can see what is the perimeter for circle is 2 pi r. That's why it's 2 pi r. Clear? Now in next line we can write, by Ampere's circuital law, what we know, close integration B dot dl is equals to mu naught I. So give this equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. So here also B dot dl is equals to B into 2 pi r. Here also B dot dl is equals to mu naught I. So in left hand side we have the same quantity. So right hand side we can equate. So from 1 and 2 we can write B into 2 pi r is equals to mu naught I. This implies B is equals to mu naught I divided by 2 pi r. Okay. So this is the expression which we got from Biot-Savart law also. The same expression we got from application of Biot-Savart law, and now this one we get from Ampere's circuital law. So this is basically the expression for magnetic field due to an infinitely long wire carrying current I. Okay. Now move on our next topic. So our next topic is magnetic field inside a long straight wire. Magnetic field inside a long straight solenoid. Okay, so what is solenoid? From this figure you can imagine what is the shape for solenoid. So a solenoid is a current carrying long wire wound in a helix around the surface of a cylindrical form, usually of circular cross section. Okay, you can get the idea what is the shape of solenoid from this figure. So if the turns of the winding are closely packed and the solenoid is much longer compared to its diameter, the field inside the solenoid near the center, away from its ends, is nearly constant in magnitude and directed parallel to the axis of the solenoid. And the field outside the solenoid near the center is negligibly small. The magnitude of the magnetic field in the interior of a long solenoid can be calculated by using Ampere's law. So from this figure, we choose an Amperian loop in the form of the rectangle ABCD. So every time we have to choose one Amperian loop to calculate magnetic field. Remember this point. We have to choose Amperian loop to calculate magnetic field. So here also from this figure, we choose an Amperian loop in the form of the rectangle ABCD. The segment AB of length, say L, is parallel to the axis of the solenoid. The segment BC and DA are taken very long so that the segment CD is far enough from the solenoid and the field at this segment is negligibly small. Clear? Now again, if we apply Ampere's law, we can write closed integration B dot dl is equals to mu naught I to the rectangular path ABCD. If we apply Ampere's law to the rectangular path ABCD, we write the integral B dot dl as the sum of 4 integrals, one for each path segment. So here we can write closed integration B dot dl is equals to integration a to b b dot dl plus integration b to c b dot dl plus integration c to d b dot dl plus integration d to a b dot dl. Give this equation number 1. Now by symmetry, the field B along the path segment AB is parallel to the segment and is constant. So that for this segment we can write B dot dl integration A to B is equals to BL. Keep this equation number 2. Along the path segment BC, you can see from the figure, along the path segment BC and DA, the line integrals integration B to C B dot dl and integration D to A B dot dl is equals to 0. These both integrals are 0. Since for every element of this segment B is at right angles to the segment, the line integral C to D B dot dl along the segment CD is also 0. Since B is equals to 0 for all external points near the center of the long solenoid. Therefore, from the equation 1, what we can write? From equation 1, we can write closed integration B dot dl is equals to mu naught NL I. Keep this equation number 4. Give this equation number 3. And as closed integration B dot dl is equals to BL, and for the path B to C and D to A is 0 and A to B is equals to BL. So from equation 1, what we can write, if we put this value and this value here, then we will get closed integration B dot dl is equals to BL. Clear? So now from this equation and our equation 3, what we can write? Closed integration B dot dl is equals to mu naught n Li from this equation and this equation. Here the left part is same, BL and mu naught NIL. So closed integration B dot dl is equals to mu naught NIL. So this means again BL. So BL is equals to mu naught NIL. So L cancel out. B is equals to mu naught Ni. B is equals to mu naught Ni. So this is our expression for magnetic field inside a long straight solenoid. In this analysis, the path segment AB through parallel to the solenoid axis need not coincide with it. This indicates that B is uniform over the entire cross section of the solenoid. Okay, let us move on the next topic, which is magnetic field inside a toroidal solenoid. So from this figure you can get idea about the toroidal solenoid. A toroid is a solenoid of finite length bent into a circular shape so that it looks like a dot nut. So to find the magnetic field at a point inside the space enclosed by the winding of a toroid of radius r, having n turns per unit length and carrying a current I, we consider a circular Amperian loop. We consider a circular Amperian loop, path 1 in this figure, of radius r passing through the point. From symmetry, the magnitude of the magnetic field B is the same at all points on the circle of radius r. And from this figure you can see is directed tangentially to the circle at any point. Thus, the line integral of the magnetic field B around the circular loop is, we can write closed integration B dot dl is equals to closed integration B dl is equals to B integration dl is equals to B into 2 pi r. Give this equation number 1. Also, applying Ampere's circuital law over the Amperian loop of radius r, what we can write? Closed integration B dot dl is equals to mu naught. Current passing through the loop, mu naught into current passing through the loop is equals to mu naught into 2 pi r n L. So give this equation number 2. Now from equation 1 and 2, what we can write? From equation 1 and 2 we can write B is equals to mu naught Ni. Give this equation number 3. Okay. Now listen carefully. The magnetic field at any other point not enclosed by the toroidal winding is 0. This can be shown by considering the Amperian loops labeled as path 2 and path 3 in this figure. By symmetry, if there exists any magnetic field at path 2, it will be everywhere tangent to the path and has the same magnitude at all points on the path, so that closed integration B dot dl is equals to B into circumference of the path. However, as the path 2 encloses no current, from Ampere's law, B is 0 at all points on the path. Similarly, if there is any magnetic field at path 3, it will be everywhere tangent to the path and has the same magnitude at every point on the path. Each turn of the solenoid winding passes twice through the area bounded by this path, carrying equal currents in opposite directions. The net current passing through the area is 0, and hence by Ampere's circuital law, B is equals to 0 at all points. Thus, the magnetic field of a toroid is confined entirely to the space enclosed by the windings. We can imagine a straight solenoid to be a piece of a toroid of infinite radius. Since the magnetic field of a toroid does not depend on the radius, we have from equation 2, from equation 3, that B is equals to mu naught Ni. The direction of the field is along the axis of the solenoid. So this is the expression for magnetic field in case of solenoid. Okay, so our last topic is force on a moving charge in a uniform magnetic field. So experiments show that a charge Q with a velocity v in a magnetic field B experiences a force generally known as the magnetic Lorentz force given by, so what is the name of this force? Magnetic Lorentz force. Magnetic Lorentz force, and this force is given by F is equals to Q into V cross B. What is Q? Q is charge, V is velocity, and B is magnetic field. So in magnitude we can write F is equals to QV into B sin theta, because V cross B is equals to VB sin theta. That's why QV B sin theta. So this expression can be used to define the magnitude B of the magnetic field at any point in space as, so from this equation, see, we can simply find out or simply write B is equals to F divided by QV sin theta, where F is the magnitude of the magnetic force on a positive test charge Q and V is the velocity of the charge that makes an angle theta with the direction of the magnetic field. If F is in Newton, Q is in Coulomb and V is in meter per second, the SI unit of magnetic field is Tesla. What is the SI unit of magnetic field? Is Tesla. This one important for 1 mark. The symbol for Tesla is capital T. So that's all for today's class. Thank you so much for watching the video.